Uh, what we're going to do is we're going to go over. Let me get over to where we're supposed to be here. Hold on a moment. Okay, so I sent you all the weekly lesson plan. So I'm just going to do a very quick overview about what's going to happen so you understand what's going to happen on each one of the weeks and what we're going to do. So today, what we're going to do, we've got a whole lesson for today, but we're going to go over this, obviously. We're going to go over exactly what to expect during the entire 12 weeks. Also, make sure that your speaker is muted. That way, when it records, it doesn't record everything going on at your house. And anyway, so we want to make sure that everyone, if you already have it, make sure that you take before pictures, front, side, and back, and then load them onto the app. If you want to get your measurements, add those as well, because some body types absolutely change based on measurements more than scale weight. Get your before weight, get all that in there so it's there for the whole 12 weeks. Make sure Zoom is loaded. If you can't attend one of the sessions, we record them every single time. So we always have the recording as well. And we'll be posting that into your own private group that we will make for the Fit Coaches over on the app. Website. And then also there'll be a private page for you over on the website that's only for the Fit Coaches. And that's where you'll find the PDFs will be there as well. And the videos will be there. Okay, so block 1 basics for week 1, which is what we're in right now. Weight loss science, really understanding weight loss science and getting the understanding behind that. Diet science, looking fit, celebrity diets, all that kind of stuff. Nutrition supplement science and so forth. So we're going to get into a lot of detail on that. Week 2. So every other week. So we have a lesson plan on the odd weeks, and then we have workouts on the even weeks. So you'll be doing a TBX workout. Brittany will lead it. And then a lot of times I pipe in and just kind of tell you a few things. For the first or second workout, I'll be piping in a little bit and telling you some stuff either before the workout or after the workout that has to do with that workout and learning how to do group training. Yeah. So our whole entire thing is about doing some group training, doing one-on-one training. All of it can all be done on Zoom, live or Zoom. The biggest thing that we're doing here is our whole goal was that we didn't have to be located in one location, one gym, one city, and just be stranded. We could travel, we could still make money, we don't have to lose money. No matter where we lived, we still could keep our clients if they moved away, if we moved away. And so when we decided to start doing this on Zoom, it's just a fantastic way of us transitioning. And this is also so much easier. You will just be shocked when you see how easy and fun it is when we start to partner you up and you guys will start to do fit coaching on each other.
Yeah, it's kind of something that like a lot of people didn't think about working out at home before. Like they didn't really want to. It was like, oh, if I have to, like it wasn't the cool thing to do. And so then when COVID hit, I was like, oh, wait, everybody can keep their exact same schedule. I'll just train you over Zoom or Google Hangout. And I was doing groups over Google Hangout. So literally nothing changed about my clientele or my schedule. And none of their workouts had to change either. But it's something that like nobody ever thought about until COVID hit. And then they're like, oh, this is actually a really good idea and really convenient. And now I have some clients that like one, she has a 6-month-old baby. And if something's going on with the baby and her husband can't get home in time, she's like, hey, I'm going to put the baby down for a nap and then we can work out. So, if she doesn't have time to drive 30 minutes to get here, if she's late at work, she's like, all right, I'm just going to go home and work out because she lives 5 minutes from work. Yeah. So it's something that even post-COVID, it's great for people that live all over the country, all over the world. You can train people, you can stay in touch. They can be a part of your groups and still have that group vibe and group energy. And there's really no excuses. So woke up late. All right, put your hair in a scrunchie and get the workout on.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, exactly. So, and it really is a lot less stress too. Yeah. So we'll get more into detail about that. So week 2 will be the first workout. So it'll still start at 7:30. You'll just have workout clothes on at home. The best thing, if you don't already have it, or if you do, see if you can try to get your hands on a step. So just an exercise step, a set of dumbbells. We also use either the bands that are open-ended or the bands that are round, the connected bands. Well, I do them. So I just tell them if they're going to buy something, buy those things. Yeah, so open-ended band, round band, a step, and dumbbells. Always when it comes to your dumbbells, the average arm is 8 pounds. So always buy something over 8 pounds. So if you have like 5 pounds and 3 pounds, then you just put them together and you turn it into 8 pounds. So don't waste those either. But 8, 12, 15-pound dumbbells is ideal. Week 3, we go into disease management, the natural way, body awareness, understanding your personality. That's a pretty deep lesson right there. Week 4, we go back to another fitness workout. Week 5, we're going to do the basic exercise science and workout formats. It's a really important one. And then also talking about your own body, reducing cellulite, how to get your abs really lean, improving strength and all the weak parts of your body.
Everything that we're teaching you, it's like you can read all the science stuff, but it doesn't really make sense until you go through it and experience it on your own body. And then you'll understand it in your own way. And then that's always the best way to explain it to other people. So you can read about, how many calories you have to be at a deficit to lose a pound. But then when somebody gets on the scale and they're like, oh my God, I've been working my ass off all week. And on the scale, I woke up this morning and it was up 2 pounds. That's when you have to really talk them off the ledge. And so it's those real life experiences that you're going to be really learning about and paying attention to in yourself that are going to be the most valuable for you to then, be a leader and teach to others.
And coach and be able to coach them through stuff like that. Yeah, exactly. So the entire 12 weeks is going to be all about you.
You are
focusing on
yourself.
all you, your body, your diets, all the stuff that we're going to put you through. So firsthand experience. It's not going to be like you're going to prescribe a diet or a workout that you did not experience.
Right.
And so you just can't coach well that way. So we're big on hands-on.
Well, and that's what people are going to judge. They're going to look at you, look at your before and after and say, oh, okay, well, you know better than me.
Right.
I'll listen to you then.
Right.
That's what this is all about. That's really how simple it is.
Yeah, sure is. Okay, so week 6, back to the workout. Week 7 starts block 2. And so this is the coaching weeks. And so fitness advice, diet coaching, motivation techniques. Week 8, back to the workout. 9, how to actually use the Amp Up Sports Fitness app, which I'm having you all get started on it right away. So you've already been keyed into the app. And I'll be going over a little bit of it tonight just to show you the 1 or 2 places you're going to go so you know exactly how to find your way around. Week 10, we go back to another workout. Week 11, this is Amp Up Inspirational Method, how to be the next gen brand ambassador, product placement, the art of the soft sell, basics of social media promo. And that's the big thing about what we're doing here. So some of you may know, some of you may not know, we were the first fitness franchise in America. So we were the first people to ever franchise personal training. And I sold probably about 1,300 studios in the 90s. And then after we got in the franchise business as a franchisor, we were like, oh my God, this is not for us. Everything has to match. Everything's got to feel like McDonald's. Everything has to duplicate. And it just doesn't match our personalities. We're always innovative into the next thing. So he said, okay, let's start doing, putting people in business for themselves with studios and just make it licensing. And so we did that for a while. And then he said, okay, what's going to be the next thing? And we started our product business for sports nutrition. A lot of you have already tried our protein. You've done our detoxes. But then we went to the place where we said, we don't just want to be an online store. And that's what we've been doing for years. We said, we really want to branch out and be able to branch out with an army of trainers / coaches that actually line up with us and what we stand for, which is we're all about the lifestyle and the career of living a life, whether it's a part-time career or full-time career, living the fit lifestyle, the fitness lifestyle. So it doesn't work just having a product business online. You actually need to have a big, huge squad of trainers, coaches, and so forth that are all part of your team.
And we wanted to integrate like the part that we felt we loved the most of Body by Todd, which was getting results on clients, doing photo shoots, getting them excitement. There's so much excitement when somebody fits in a pair of jeans they never thought they'd be able to get in, or gets all their baby weight off, or wears a bikini for the first time in their adult life, or takes a picture and they look at it and they're like, oh my God, my brain still hasn't caught up. I don't really believe that's me. And then it just gets the excitement around them. Every other client in the studio starts to get motivated. And they're like, wow, you really motivated me. I'm going to lose weight now. So just having a product company, no matter how many focus groups we did, no matter how many weight loss groups we did, having people in such a disconnected product user kind of way, that excitement just wasn't there.
Yeah.
And we felt like we were spoiled because we were used to such high excitement in our lives and in our customers' lives. And we were like, okay, let's bring it in. Let's figure out how we're going to do this and recreate the part of Body by Todd that we love the most, which is inspiring people, getting results, telling these people stories, inspiring other people. And so that was our first goal. And then we were like, what title are we going to give these people? They're not just like the biggest loser. They're not just like transformers.
Mhm.
And so that's when we came up with the idea of Fit Coach, and how after you've lost weight, whatever you want to do with that, you're going to be walking around, you're going to be inspiring people. So that's what we're doing now.
Okay. So yeah. So hopefully you heard how she surmised that. So our big thing was, why drop weight and not have an identity change? If you don't change your identity, there's no reason to stop eating bad, drinking shit every single day, gaining the weight back that you lost. There's really no reason not to do it. In order to say, I used to smoke. First of all, I used to smoke. So when I smoked cigarettes, I remember running my cigarettes over with my car to try to quit. Nothing would work. I would just go back later and pick up the pieces and then reformulate a cigarette and start smoking it again. And I kept doing it over and over, and nothing was helping me to stop. And then one of my coworkers, I was working in real estate, so I worked corporate job as well, which sucked. And she said, well, I saw this place that is has an opening for aerobic instructors. Why don't you go try out? Maybe that'll help you quit smoking. I was like, okay, I never taught aerobics before. I said, okay, I'll go do it. So I try out. I don't think I'm going to make it. And then I get the call that I made it. I was like, oh, shit. So then I officially quit smoking that day. I was like, I cannot smoke and be an aerobic instructor. And so that right there is where it started to dawn on us that, man, if our clients just lose weight and they just have their regular corporate jobs, that's no reason to keep the body in shape. That's absolutely no reason. You just have a corporate job. You have a corporate life. You live in the suburbs. You hang out with suburban people. But the people that we have that live in the suburbs, that have kids, that have a family, that are trainers or that are fit coaches, they always keep their body weight down.
And you have to
keep it under control.
You have to be part of the fit community. Because,
Yes.
You are the sum total of the 5 or 10 people or whatever that you hang out with.
Yeah.
So I have a client that she has a fat friend that she was hanging out with way too much. And then their thing was to drink and smoke and eat together. And she gained 40 pounds. And I'm like, well, that's your main activity with this other chick you hang out with.
Yeah.
So to be a part of a fit community where, first of all, there's going to be some amount of envy from people around you when you lose weight and you look better. It's just the way it is. People are going to be offering you cookies, offering you donuts, thinking you need to gain a couple pounds back to make them feel better about themselves. So there's always going to be people around you trying to put you in a, less fit, heavier place in your life. And you have to have that community to ground yourself and say, no, these people support me. They notice my weight loss.
Yeah.
They cheer me on.
Yeah.
And you have to have that validation. Otherwise, you're not gonna keep that weight off.
Yeah. And another thing to understand is a lot of times when friends, family members try to pressure to eat bad, they're trying to see how strong you are if you're going to stick with it, because what they're doing is testing you. If you're strong enough to stick with it, then they fold. And then they say, well, fuck, I guess I'm going to have to drop weight too. You're making me look so bad, which that's perfect. You're making me feel bad. You're making me look bad. That's okay. They're eating like shit. They're treating their body like shit. They're unhealthy. Why should you fold to them? They should fold to your healthier way of life. So just know that too, that sometimes that pressure is just testing you kind of like a little kid to see, are you going to fold or are you going to come back to our shitty way of life and eating bad and drinking bad and all that kind of stuff? So just know, as a coach, when you start to shift your identity, everyone will feel it. And then it'll make everyone say, well, what are you doing? Well, I want to do what you're doing. And so the big thing that we really care about here is the fact that instead of just dropping weight and telling people, I got this at Myers, I bought this at Home Depot, at GNC, I train over at Body by Todd, I also go over here and do spinning. You can get paid for everything. So if you're referring for a product, you're getting paid for that. If you're referring for why don't you do my meal plan? If you refer every single thing that they ask you, what are you doing? You've got an answer, and then they can go sign up on the app and get paid you can get paid and actually coach them through the process. So that's a really big shift in just the weight loss industry. So for the most part, we're going to be the first ones here again. We want to be the first ones launching out with an army of fit coaches that they got in shape, they transformed their bodies, their lives, and then they start to coach other people how to do it. Okay, so then by the time we get to week 12, so week 10 was the last fitness week. Week 11, we went over inspirational method and so forth. Week 12 is still a meeting in front of the Zoom. It's not fitness. We have to go over the actual specialties of how you're going to coach. So some people want an emphasis on fitness only. Some people want to do fitness and health. I'm very big in natural healing. So health would be, you're going to learn, if you may already know, or you want to increase healing methods, natural supplements to actually heal bad digestion, IBS, acid reflux, psoriasis, all that kind of stuff, which is 100% diet cause. And type 3 diabetes, type 4 diabetes, you're going to learn what that is. They actually do exist, kind of stuff. So you're going to learn that. So you could be a fitness specialty, a health specialty, or you are big, you want to model. So we have a lot of people that are just like, I love to take pictures. I love the photo shoots. They want to model the fitness stuff. They want to model with their before and after. And so doing the fitness model specialty. Some people are doing all three. So it's 100% up to you. Results photo shoot will happen 5 weeks after the final 12. So after the 12 weeks is up, we give you another 5-week diet to follow. And so that 5 weeks is to really lean you out before it's time for the photo shoot. And so we'll talk about that when we get closer to that, but it's a lot of fun. It will be a professional photo shoot done here. Some clients that we even have some fit coaches that are in Australia. We have to do the actual photo shoot over Zoom. We're posing and we're taking the pictures over Zoom. So it is possible to do them. If it can't be live, we can actually do it over the laptop as well, your laptop and our laptop. So that's really fun. That photo shoot is fun. I also put on here, this is where the actual link in the passcode and all that and my contact info. All right, so we're done with the other thing I want to go over here. Let's talk about the money part. So on the brochure here, so again, just the visual. So during the 12 weeks, the transformation goal, every single one of the fit coaches pretty much is transforming. One way or another, they've got to transform. Sometimes it's not a lot of weight, it's just body fat. Sometimes it's just cellulite. So if they have no weight to lose, but they got a lot of cellulite on their legs, just the before and after of their legs alone can get them a gargantuan quantity of people that actually train with them. If they don't have ripped arms or nice arms, their arms are just straight up and down, or and they actually got really nice defined arms, that's enough. If the waist gets tiny, whatever. So there's a multitude of things that can transform you, not just the scale weight. It's actually how the shape of your body changes as well. So step 1 is the transformation. Step 2 is that photo shoot. What?
Is Chris raising her hand?
I didn't hear you.
Chris is raising her hand.
Oh, she is? Okay. Ask me a question, Chris. Like a classroom.
Wait, you're muted. Unmute yourself.
Ask to unmute.
Find the little hand raise thing. I didn't want to just okay. For the before pictures, I just took some hideous pictures. Yeah. And I'm surprised nobody has asked me if I'm pregnant, because it's pretty bad. But do you recommend doing, because I did it like in my workout pants and a sports bra. Okay.
Now, the fact that you've been pregnant, we'll still use your pregnancy picture too, because that is still a result. When you are pregnant, you gain weight for pregnancy and you had to lose weight from that, that still motivates people. So that will also be one of them to use as well.
All of it.
Yeah. We'll use
And I have a great pontoon photo as well.
Yeah, you showed me that one. Excellent. The more unflattering, the better. And when it comes to your before pictures, like definitely take like pants and a sports bra. That's perfect, because that's something that it will be appropriate to put out on social media. If you want to take some other ones where you're like in a bra and a thong or whatever, you can take those for your own comparison, but you don't have to put those out there.
Yeah, no, not at all. But just like bike shorts, you know what I mean? So you can see your thighs and your legs, and like a tank top so you can see your arms, and even if your stomach shows a little bit. If you have like a bikini you want to get back into, put that on just so you can compare like for yourself. Yeah. So you can take some pictures that you won't have to put them out there, but just for your own comparison, like, oh my God, I was overflowing with cellulite all over this bikini bottom before, and now it looks fabulous. Yeah. So, exactly. But a bathing suit, that's
for me, the profile view is going to be good enough for a comparison. Because
okay, we get it.
From the front, looking at me from the front, that I still have like the muscle definition, but if you go to the side, it's like, whoa, funny mirrors.
All right. Okay. So there we got the answer to that. All right. On that before picture. So we want don't look beautiful in the before picture, that's for sure. Right. So we want to inspire the shit out of people. Okay, so then from that photo shoot, We also have a deal signed with Amazon Prime Video. And so we are going to be recording. So you'll see probably about 6 or 7 weeks in, I'll be doing private interviews with each one of you, and I'll be getting your story, life story, whatever kind of story that's going to lead into why did this person gain weight, what after pregnancy, what difficulties did they have. And then we're going to put this story together, and along with some video footage that we're going to ask you to take and some photos we ask you to take, it will all come together when we actually put this docu-series together that will be featured on Amazon Prime. So that's also another really big part of the marketing that's happening here. So you're also eating good, taking care of yourself, working out, being part of the Fit Coach community, but you also know, wait a minute, we're doing something really big with our actual reality show that's going to be on Amazon Prime. So that's another big part of it. So all this stuff is all to geek everybody up and keep them motivated. Okay, so let's go back over here to the money part. So I want you to see how simple it is to actually start to generate this money and how to not make a big deal out of this. So I've already told you that the whole reason for you to transform is because your friends, your family, your coworkers, people you knew, people, I don't care if it's the person who drops off your Instacart. These people are going to be watching you change, asking you what to do. So on average, the typical client that comes to us spends about, typically for me, they don't spend less than $300 a month. So $300 a month for 25 people is $100,000 a year. So just for anyone that is pessimistic and doesn't believe that that math adds up, 300 times 25, 7,500 times 12, I'm at 90,000 right there, and that's no products. So if they pay me $400 times 12 months, 400 times 25 people times 12 months, that's about 120,000 a year. So with a little bit of products and their services, I'm always over 100,000, and that's 25 people. So half of that, 12 people times $400 a month times 12 months, you're at about 60 grand. So 50 to 60 grand. So, and typically the client works out 1 hour a week, 2 hours a week. So if we train them in half-hour sessions, they come 2 half hours, that's an hour a week. That's about $316 a month for an hour a week. And that's not even a meal plan. So meal plans are $59 a month, and those are already done. And so you just prescribe it to them, and they're just paying you $59 a month on recurring monthly membership. And all the meals are already done. All the meal plans are already done. So you don't have to think them through.
Those are things that you'll see in the app. And when we get into your trainer account at the end of the academy or near the end of the academy, when we get into you and your trainer account, you'll see, oh my God, everything's in here. You mean I just have to duplicate this and recommend this, and then that person pays me $59 a month?
Yeah.
And so that's how easy we made it, where we wanted this to be like a recommendation referral service almost, where you get paid, but we've done all the work.
Right.
So we wanted this to be like an online Body by Todd, where you basically get a commission for, onboarding new people.
Yeah. But when you close the sale and that's your client, you're taking 100% of the money. If we do the marketing and refer someone to you, we're getting a 20% referral commission off of it. You're getting 80%, we're getting 20% for referring to you. If the product, so if they sign up for any products, and a lot of clients are on monthly recurring membership, when they sign up for products, you can give them a coupon that will give them like a 20% discount, then you get 25% commission off anything that they buy, recurring and all. So that's where that money starts to rack up in the products when they're buying protein or detoxes or protein cookies or whatever. And then you've got your services, which is meal plans, the actual app, workouts on the app that people will do alone, actual fit coaching where they will not work out alone. So those are the three main things, or group training. If you say, I want to do a boot camp twice a week, they will pay for the membership, and then they'll show up to Zoom and do the boot camp with you live like that. So the math on it, just keep in your mind, if I have 25 people a week, I'm at 100 grand. So 25 people a week, about $400 a month per person. It's not even 400. 100 grand.
And that's if you want to make it a full-time career. A lot of the people that we've had already graduate the academy, they love their careers and they're making great money at it. So they're like, hey, COVID, I've got this as a backup job. Layoffs are happening all the time. Another round of layoffs just happened at a huge corporation. So shook people up again. So it's great as a backup job. And then it's also something that they can do as a little side gig, side hustle to earn some money on the side.
Right. Exactly.
Better than Uber.
Right. So let's just say even part-time. So let's say that 5 to 6 people. So 5 to 6 people, 20 hours a month with 5 to 6 people. So that's just bringing another 4 to 10,000 to the bottom line. You also now have the ability, since you're running a business for yourself, now you've got write-offs that you didn't have before. Those tax write-offs are, a write-off is anything that helps you make money for your business. Well, now here's where the tennis shoes and the workout clothes come in. Here's where all the fun shit that we already like to spend our money on, all these things that help you as a trainer, as a fitness professional, books that have to do with weight loss, diet, different trips that you take, going to get certified at different places, whatever. Anything that helps you with your business that has to do with coaching, fitness, health, diet, weight loss, all adds up to help you help your home in general too. Having an office in the house.
And if you're teaching a group session, then it's literally you doing your workout and getting your workout in, and people are paying you for it.
Always.
So when I'm teaching the boot camp on Tuesdays, you guys are going to be a part of, I'm instructing it and I'm talking to each person because I want to give you more details about it. But when Melinda does her boot camp and she's literally performing her non-impact boot camp, she's doing it. And then people are tuning in from all around the world. Yeah. So that's how easy it is.
Yeah, exactly. So you get your workouts in while you're actually coaching. So you're training and you're getting paid to actually coach people. Yeah. So so that's a big one. And then also with Zoom, I have a lot of clients that while COVID was happening, when people started to travel again, they went down to Hilton Head. Yeah. I was down to Hilton Head with them. I was down in Florida, all over Zoom. So they just put their headset on. I have mine on. I was working out outdoors, the same thing they were doing.
Yeah.
So you can work out even without the video. Just have it in your backpack. You got a band or a dumbbell in your hand, and you're actually walking and training at the same time together. So it's another great way for you to actually train while you're actually coaching them. All right. So that's the thing on the money. So just kind of get that understanding about the money. No matter how many hours you want to do, 25 would be you are full balls to the wall. You went all out. I got 25 clients a week that come to me. I'm making over 100 grand a year. And that's how simple the 100 grand comes in. So, and just can go from there. All right. So that's on that. Now let's go over to week one on this. What we're going to discuss today, just a short discussion of the company, the vision of what AMP Up is, our marketing approach, and the diet and fitness strategy.
And then we're going to give you some highlights on the detailed information, but then you can go back and study on your own because there's a lot of information in this first one that just kind of like lays the foundation.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll highlight it. You need to study it more. So you understand past business successes of what we've had. We were on Inc. 500. We were the #1 fastest growing food and beverage company on Inc. 500. And so #1, first of all, when people just try to get on Inc. 500/5000, they want to get one spot on the 5,000 fastest growing companies in America,
on the radar,
anywhere. And we were in the centerfold. We were number 19 fastest growing in the nation, and we were #1 on food and beverage. So that's a big part.
Wait, hold on. At what percent growth?
At a 10,000, you could have said that. At a 10,000% growth was how fast that we actually grew. But what I want you to see is this is a big part to say that this is what AMP Up is, and clients, customers, people that you refer, they're going to go see that. And so you kind of need to know that part of the story. So we were very big and instrumental of actually really taking off with food and beverage. We even beat Quest, so Quest just followed us, so we were ahead of them. AMP Up scientific rule #1, it is about insulin management, not weight management. So this is a really big concept that you need to comprehend.
The link between insulin and weight gain. You will learn that insulin is the #1 thing to blame. A high insulin body environment can cause a person to gain weight. Insulin plays a role in regulating blood sugar levels, including converting food energy into fat. It also helps break down fats and protein. So if your blood sugar's fucked up, you're not going to be able to convert your food into energy, and you're not going to be able to digest your food, and you're not going to be able to burn body fat. So nothing good is going to happen. During digestion, insulin stimulates muscle, fat, and liver cells to absorb glucose. The cells either use this glucose for energy or convert it to fat for long-term storage. That's what we don't want.
Yeah.
Eating more calories than the body needs will cause excess glucose levels and storage. If you don't burn it up and you don't go into your reserves, then you get fat.
Okay. The biggest cause of high insulin is high eating frequency. So the reason that intermittent fasting, which we have termed another term, which is intermittent eating cycles, because intermittent fasting is really just 16 hours of not eating and 8 hours of eating. Ours is big on changing the frequency of those times. So every day we kind of fluctuate it in order for the body to, first of all, not pick up a pattern. Secondly, it stresses a lot of females out that are perimenopausal, which is usually over age 37 to 38. Doing too long of a fast, too many days in a row is extremely stressful that can trigger the cortisol. And so we believe in intermittent eating cycles, which the time will change. Some days you wait 12 hours before you eat, some days 14, one day maybe 15 or 16, but it changes all the time.
Your real life is.
Yeah. And it will keep the stress level down in your body.
And that's also the main variable that we want to pay attention to. That's why we changed the name, because I had a client who's a doctor. She, like everything else, decided to Google intermittent fasting, and she came back with all these other stupid rules that I don't really care about. And let's face it, she's the one that has 60 pounds to lose, not me. So I don't know why we're listening to her at this point, but she came back with all these other rules, and she's like, do you know, da, da, da. And this person said that if you don't eat at the exact time every day, and if you eat this when you wake up, instead of this and da, 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 and I have to eat this for the first, and I'm like, oh my God, that's too much. First of all, none of that matters. Second of all, nobody is actually going to follow anything. I don't even understand what you just said hardly. And the main thing, like we just read, is the actual amount of time that you're triggering the insulin. And if you get that under control, your body takes care of everything else.
Yeah.
Really not much else matters.
Right. So every time we eat or drink anything besides water, anything, we will trigger insulin. I know that's hard to believe. Oh my God, you mean that mint? Just that one mint I put in my mouth, insulin has been triggered. That is the beginning of storing body fat. And so the whole goal is that you don't eat that many frequent meals, because when we have periods of time in between meals, the body's using fat for fuel and it's breaking down what you just ate.
And when you have a long period of time at the end of the day before your first meal on the next day,
that's a lot of fat burning.
Your body does three things. First of all, it has to repair anything that needs repaired in your body, which also includes your immune system, which is extremely important right now.
Yeah.
Second of all, it digests the food that's in your stomach, because that shit can take anywhere between like 6 to 8 hours to get everything emptied out of your stomach and digested. So it has to do that second. Then after those two tasks are done, 100% completed, then it actually gets down to burning body fat.
Yeah.
So if you don't go long enough without eating, your body's going to mildly repair some stuff. Your immune system's going to be weakened. Everything's going to be a little bit weakened. You're going to have some aches and pains. Your knees aren't actually going to heal the way they should. More aging is going to set in. And then you're not actually getting your body the chance to burn body fat and do its job. So it's like the cleaning crew at night. Let the cleaning crew do their job uninterrupted.
Right, exactly. And again, exactly what she just said. If the meals are too frequent, or your beverage. So let's say in between meals, you're drinking something that has an artificial sweetener or a sweetener in it. You never stopped one time. You never gave your body a break at all during the day between what you drank or what you ate. It never had a moment to burn fat. And this is why the blood sugar gets so high and you're just hungry all damn day and you can never feel full. The blood sugar is just jacked up. Questions?
So if your coffee in the morning, that's going to be something that is going to, like coffee with cream and Blenda. So just kind of stick with that
when it's
at
time
the
to
same
eat.
time with breakfast.
No, that's different.
Personally, it depends on the person. When I drink a tea or a coffee on an empty stomach, it makes me ravenous. So, and typically caffeine can't exit the stomach without carbs. It has to attach to carbs. So if you notice when you drink coffee, you're like hungry almost immediately, you can't drink it right. You can't drink it until it's time for you to eat. You've got to actually wait. So let's just say that the last time you ate was 10 o'clock at night. Well, 10 to 10 is a 12-hour intermittent IEC. And let's say that day you want to go 13 hours, if that's what the meal plan says. You only have to wait until 11, then have your first cup of coffee at 11 or whatever. So you just need to be careful. If you can drink it and you have no appetite, that's a different story. To me, in my metabolism, I have an appetite right away.
You can also adjust your eating cycling so that you stop eating earlier in the evening and then you eat first thing in the morning. That's what I do, because I like to be hungry first thing, and when I wake up, it helps me wake up better. I don't like going to bed. I'm naturally not as hungry after 4 or 5 p.m. And then I don't like eating late because I feel like the food's still in my rib cage when I wake up, no matter what time. So I prefer to stop eating 5, 6 o'clock. Usually I have a shake around 5 or 6 o'clock anyway. And then I go until, morning, whatever time I feel like.
Yeah. So it's 100% based on you. So
Yeah.
you can't just base it on any rules that are out there. If you drink coffee or tea in the morning if you put a sweetener in it, you've broken your fast. If it's straight black,
Okay.
it triggers your appetite, then you know your blood sugar can't handle it yet. It's
You
just
just got to figure out what works for you.
yeah,
But
just wait a
why
little bit
we
later.
Test this out, so you know the science. Now
Yeah.
test it out on yourself.
Yeah.
And see, okay, this is how my body literally responds.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Cool.
So note the average person versus athlete, celebrity diet adjustments will all adjust based on what the person's actually getting ready for. So that actually happens. This is research from Harvard. So Todd graduated from Harvard. He did a lot of work with his colleagues there with Harvard Nutrition. And so we used a lot of the Harvard lessons that he got the 3 years that he was going to school there, and we put them in everything that we're teaching the fit coaches. So when you're taking a brisk walk, what are you thinking about? Blah, blah, how good it feels, blah, blah, blah. The last thing you're thinking about is as you pick up the pace is what's happening to your body chemistry. So your body chemistry changes in ways that we only now are starting to understand. 20 years, scientists have identified natural molecules in us that influence our appetite and our metabolism, and therefore your weight. So Harvard Medical School identifying molecules not only affect your weight, but also other health benefits of exercise. So our muscle cells need a source of energy when they exercise. Muscles get that energy by burning fat and sugar brought to them by the blood. That's been known for nearly a century. So this hormone that we're going to talk about here that you need to understand that you'll be able to repeat is the hormone irisin. So what this is it was done on mice. It applies to humans. It showed that the exercising muscle produces a hormone called irisin. It travels throughout the body in the blood and alters fat cells. Body fat is stored inside of fat cells. Most of these fat cells are called white fat cells, and their function is one, just to store fat. Brown fat cells they burn, they warm things up. So they have another function. It's to heat up and keep the organs warm.
And they're around your organs, so they're not the ones that are giving you cellulite when you look in the mirror. You can't see them. They're on the inside, and they're going to stay there.
Yeah, but they also keep the metabolism faster. The brown fat cells do. So they said when we eat more calories than we burn, the extra calories go into the white fat. Our distant ancestors didn't eat as regularly as we do. 40,000 years ago, our ancestors were able to get a serious meal once, like a few times a week, once or twice a few times a week. That's all they could get a serious meal. So that means they were fasting during all that other time. So they needed a source of energy. And so that's where our body started to use fat for fuel. And that was just stored away in the body.
But since you're not hunting and then eating a mammoth twice a week, your body's like, hey, you're overeating every day. Something's wrong here.
Yeah, exactly. We can't get the energy out of the white fat cells.
We don't need to be in constant storage mode.
Yeah, exactly. So brown fat cells don't store fat, they burn fat. If your goal is to lose weight, you want to increase the number of your brown fat cells and decrease your white ones. So
it actually, when you stimulate your brown fat cells with exercise, with eating protein, and with healthy fats, it actually increases your basal metabolic rate. So when people are like, oh my God, I have a slow metabolism, it's slowed down with age, it's so slow, there is something you can do about it, but you have to do something. You take it as a passive excuse. Like, it's slow, I can't do anything.
And it's over. And that's not the truth. That's not science. So everything we're going to teach you is about science, because science is going to be the biggest thing that you're going to have to refute when you coach someone. Because they're going to say all the shit that they hear, the bullshit that they read in Shape Magazine, and it's all bullshit. All right. So all those newly created brown fat cells keep burning calories after exercise is over.
625.
That's the next one.
Okay. A lifestyle program that includes regular, moderate exercise, reduce the risk of developing type 2 diabetes, which is all about insulin, by nearly 60%, more than any medicine yet invented. But this is the part that we talk about the least. How does that happen? Irisin may be an important part of the answer. So the more we talk about hormones, the more you will see that all the hormones in your body are connected. Your sex hormones, your aging hormones, your fat burning hormones, your feel-good hormones, everything is connected. So we want to talk about each part because they're all going to domino. And the more you work on yourself, the more it's going to positively affect all those areas.
Yeah, exactly.
Natural body chemistry, Okay, so this is continuing.
Yeah, they can read all of this right here.
Yeah,
about
in
the
one
irritant.
part, I'm pretty sure it says guys have more brown fat cells, and that's
Yeah.
why they burn more body fat faster.
Yeah, exactly. So science-backed ways to lose weight, methods of weight loss that scientific research supports. Intermittent fasting, which we told you IEC is what we do because we just change the hours. It's not the same constantly. There's another thing called ADF, alternate day fasting. Fast every other day, eat normally on non-fasting days. This modified version involves eating just 25 to 30% of the body's energy needs on the fasting days. A 5-2 diet, fast on 2 out of every 7 days, and they're eating 500 to 600 calories on those 2 days. The 16-8, which this is the most common intermittent fasting for 16 and eat for an 8-hour window. The 8-hour window should be done around 12 noon to 8 p.m. That's the traditional intermittent fast right there. It is best to adopt a healthy eating pattern of non-fasting days to avoid overeating. Tracking your diet and exercise. If someone wants to lose weight, they should be aware that everything that they eat and drink each day, most effective way to do this, log it. This is where our actual app was developed. We had to start getting more accountability across the board on everything. So using an app to kind of control, here's what I'm eating, I'm following this meal plan, I've got my workouts in, and you're just using that tool, and you already know what the watch is, all that shit will sink into your watch. This is what starts to bring a lot more awareness, and that's what we're looking for.
And so our app was custom developed by the same people that literally created the MyFitnessPal app and then sold it to Under Armour. And so the reason that we started to get into using this app is because we are like, okay, we don't have Body by Todd. We're not putting people on the scale every day and saying, what did you eat yesterday? What happened? Why did it go up? Good job. It's going down. And so we needed an interactive way to communicate with our clients and all of our product buyers and give them that positive feedback. And so with this app, it's a two-way communication between the fit coach and the customer or client, where they can log every time they do a workout. And then I can go in there and give them a thumbs up and comment on it. I can see everything they're eating. I can give them meal plans and they can give me feedback all within the app. You can put your before and after pictures in there. It tells me every time people update their measurements and their before after pictures. So there's so much that's interactive and it's really set up for you to be able to manage people very easily, and everything is right there. So it's not going back and forth. It's not, they can see something, but you can't. Which is even on MyFitnessPal, like I can't see everything that my clients do. I can't see what their macros are. Where on our app, you can see everything that you need to see as a trainer, and it's transparent both ways.
Yeah, that's perfect. Eating mindfully. So another big thing that you're going to learn, that you're going to see while you're going through this, is becoming more mindful about food and drink. So many times people literally just eat whatever the hell they grab. They just pick it up, eat it. Oh, that looks good. Grab a slice of this, piece of this, couple handfuls of this, drink that. That's not mindful.
And so I think that because they were hungry, it's okay. And then I think if they went to bed slightly hungry, that made the whole day okay.
Yeah, exactly. Not the truth. Or they skipped meals, or they did whatever. They weren't even on a plan.
Right.
And so the brain just starts to get so threatened that's why they start making all kinds of shit up. And if they're just not mindful with their food. And so that's the whole purpose of this. When you're going to be doing these diets during the entire time, is you're going to become very, very mindful how your body feels. How does this food feel? How did I digest it? Am I losing weight with it? Do I feel more energy? Do I feel less energy? All that. You'll be discussing all of it. So you won't be forced to do anything. You'll say, I like it. I don't like it. Here's how it worked. Here's how it didn't work for me. So that's a really big thing. And best foods for weight loss and fat burning. All right. So now Brittany's going to go through, just name all these different foods. She's going to skim through them, but you're going to actually read them deeper. But she's just going to skim through all of these foods. What are the actual best foods for weight loss? So you kind of have in the back of your mind all the time. I know the list of foods that actually really do help the metabolism, because they really are. Yeah, it's a short list. It's not that big, but so it's not rocket science.
No, this is not helping you right now.
Yeah. All right, here we go.
Fatty fish.
That's one of them.
So salmon, for example, it has good healthy fats in it. You can read the details.
Yep, exactly.
MCT oil.
This is a big deal.
So this is coconut or palm oil. So Chris, talking about coffee, I put a teaspoon of coconut oil in my coffee. You can do the liquid MCTs, or you can do just regular raw coconut oil. So both of those. Mm-hmm. Coffee, again, you have to watch it with coffee. Any kind of caffeine or stimulant, it's going to, of course, give you more energy. but you also have to watch. Each person has a certain threshold for what they can tolerate and what's optimal for their body and their body chemistry. Melinda's at like a 0. I'm at like a couple cups and I'm fine. And I like the taste of it and she hates the taste of it. So whatever, your body naturally.
I think I'm allergic to it. Yeah.
She can't even drink tea. So black tea.
No.
Yeah, you can't even, green tea.
No.
So anyway, she has 0 threshold. I'm fine. So coffee gives you energy, makes you not eat as much. Just make sure that it doesn't go in the direction where it makes you start to crave carbs.
There you go. That's exactly.
So pay attention to that.
Yep.
Eggs. Now, again, when we say these things, this doesn't mean you can eat like a dozen eggs every day and you're going to have a great body. So got to watch it all, stick to the diet, but eggs are definitely going to have some benefits. You can read about those benefits. A lot of these things also help as a natural appetite suppressant. So number one, when you get your insulin stabilized and you get all of your different hormones in check, you won't have a massive appetite. So it works as a natural appetite suppressant. So when you're eating right and you're eating super healthy and you're cutting that sugar out, you're going to have a natural appetite suppressant effect going on.
Exactly.
So a lot of these different foods, they help with that. They help satisfy you. They help give your body the nutrients that it needs. They help stimulate the brown fat cells, and they help as a natural appetite suppressant.
Absolutely.
Which, especially when you're working out, you need all of the appetite suppressant power you can because you're making yourself hungrier by working out.
Yeah. And
And then you want to eat just enough to feel good and have good energy, but you need some of that natural appetite suppressant going on to counterbalance how hungry you're making yourself. So you got to find that balance.
Yeah.
Coconut oil.
Yeah,
I love coconut oil. You can also put that in your shakes. Green tea. Again, watch it on the caffeine. Melinda can't handle it.
Be careful of either a green tea or a coffee or a black tea if you are either A, allergic to caffeine, or B, you can't drink it or consume it without it making you ravenous for carbs. That is a symptom that you have to pay attention to, that you're just like, whoa, I can't do it. It just makes me binge on carbs.
Whey protein.
Yep.
This is what our shakes are made of.
Yep.
And egg white.
Yep. So we've got egg white or whey based on if someone has a food allergy. That's another big thing to understand. When we brought the products together, when we started creating our own product line, was because I was competing in Miss Fitness. I was on the ESPN Fitness America pageant. I was getting so many side effects from eating and drinking other people's protein powders.
You're going to Arnold and just eating every single sample there.
And just getting sick and gassy and all that. And I didn't realize even one of my powerlifting on a national powerlifting meet, I was consuming different products, and some of them were illegal, didn't even know it. They had banned substances in them, not even actual steroids, but just regular banned substances. So I've done so many different contests and shows and been through so many different things with my diet, my own body, with different food allergies, that when we started to develop our actual line of food, we started to make sure, okay, no artificial sweeteners in this stuff. None of the, we do lactose-free whey, we do egg white. Now we've got a pea protein that's being developed. We keep the artificial sweeteners called gas and diarrhea. All that shit has been removed from our stuff because we wanted to keep the stuff clean, but also taste really good so people will actually use it, lose weight on it. No possible way your clients or you are going to drop weight if you're eating or drinking something that tastes like shit.
Right.
So the end on that. It's not going to happen.
And so people look at, the protein shakes or the protein cookies, for example, and they say, like on the protein shakes, there's 2 grams of sugar and 4 total grams of carbs. But I've had psychos say, why are the carbs so high? Why is there any sugar at all in them? And I'm like, oh my God, what you're fucking eating behind closed doors for you to ask me that question. Dear God, I know this is not the most sugar you consume.
No.
But whatever. But the best defense is, first of all, I go to myself and I say, well, we developed these products because of my food allergies and all the things that I couldn't consume. And all of us are allergic to any kind of artificial sweetener.
Yeah.
You don't know what kind of cancer those things cause at this point. And we have extreme food allergies.
Yeah.
So just go to that and just keep it on. We decided to include these ingredients in our product line because they cause the least amount of food allergies. So we cater more specifically to people in fitness, but also people with food allergies, because for the amount of time that we've been in the fitness industry, I've been in the fitness industry almost 20 years now. And went to the Arnold years in a row, saw every single product that was out there, talked to every vendor at every booth, been there, done that. That's not our market. But the number one thing that I experienced, even going into health food stores for years, there was nothing out there that was dairy free.
No.
So it took me so long to even understand that I had a dairy allergy because my life was fitness and drinking protein shakes. So like, how the fuck could that be causing it? This is what my life is built on.
Yeah.
And then when I started to realize it, I started to see every little hidden place that, for example, dairy is. So when I was at the height of my food allergy, I couldn't eat bread, but I could eat bagels because there was a little tiny bit of whey and dairy in bread, but it wasn't in bagels. So I was that extremely allergic that if I ate bread, I would literally get instant diarrhea. Wow. So food would go right through me. So that's how sensitive certain people are. Yeah. And if you abuse eating certain foods over the years, and if I get too much dairy even now, then it will go down that path of becoming that extreme food allergy and my body having that extreme reaction again. Yeah. So that's the reason that we made our products as clean as possible and catering to people in fitness with food allergies. Yeah. They're for us first.
And there is no possible way that you or your client can lose weight with inflammation.
Oh, right.
And inflammation is the end product of any type of a food allergy.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's not possible. You cannot lose weight.
Yeah, so people are like, I eat it, but it bloats me a little bit. Okay, you're not losing weight.
There's no way you can lose weight.
That's a sign that your body is like, this is not going well.
Yeah.
So no, it's do not pass go.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, number 8, apple cider vinegar.
Huge.
This is going to be included in the diet. There's a bunch of different ways you can doctor it up. One of my favorites, by the way, is to put it in just plain, like Perrier or any kind of sparkling water. I got like a quarter of a lime squeezed in here, 1 stevia, and then like a tablespoon or 2 of apple cider vinegar. Mm-hmm. So you can also do some honey or some like maple syrup as your sweetener. But that's one of my favorite ways to consume it. So we'll get to that later.
Yeah. It has so many good benefits.
Oh, yeah.
Apple cider vinegar. So many good benefits.
Chili peppers,
or
really any kind of peppers.
Yeah.
Cayenne pepper. I put cayenne pepper on veggies all the time. Mm-hmm. And eggs.
Yeah.
Oolong tea.
That's another one.
That's a green tea, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a green tea.
Yeah, it receives less press than green tea.
Oh.
It's kind of in the, it's just another one of the teas.
Yeah. Tea is good.
Yeah.
Go for tea. Olive oil. It's in the same family with the other healthy fats, but it's actually one of the healthiest.
This one is big on postmenopause. So menopause, perimenopause, postmenopause, olive oil is fantastic. All right, so now we're going to move on. 4 ordinary fruits that are powerful fat burners. Again, what you just saw there. Now we're just going to move on to, we've got grapefruit, apples, avocado, and bananas. So these 4 items are actually some of the best fruits when they're part of the actual diet.
And again, this is about figuring out what works for you and working it in, because some people can't handle the amount of sugar in bananas and they find that it triggers their insulin too much.
Other times, they freeze half of one, put it in the shake, they're perfectly fine. So everything is coming down to, how does this make me feel? Managing sugar and refined carbs. So swapping a high sugar snack for fruit and nuts is the goal of what you're actually trying to do.
That's where you want to start.
Refined carbs are heavily processed foods that no longer contain fiber. They include white rice, bread, pasta. These foods are quick to digest. So we were talking earlier about insulin. Anytime something that comes in your body that has a very rapid rate of breakdown means it's going to jerk your insulin through the roof.
Because your body actually has to use calories to break down food. So the goal is to make your body do the work. If you give it fast food and simple carbs like this and it has to do no work, it's like, boom, jack the insulin, store everything.
Yep. And give you a head rush and drive everything that you're eating with that meal over into your fat
cells. And either make you pass out and take a nap or be starving again immediately.
Exactly, within 90 minutes.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful of stripped down white trash food is what I'm going to call it. Stripped down white trash food. So be very careful of that. These foods are quick to digest. They convert to glucose so fast. Excess glucose goes in the blood, provokes the hormone insulin, promotes fat storage, and drives right into the fat cells. This contributes to weight gain. So any client that comes to you, I eat good. What you need to understand. Is this person lying to you? Is this person full of shit? What is this person crazy? Why are you looking at somebody that has 60 pounds to lose and they say that they eat good? Well, their definition of eating good, remember, is coming from every place that's not science. So that's the very first thing. So you say, okay, well, let me hear what you're eating. And then sure enough, what they're going to tell you, I have a bagel. I have an English muffin, white. I have some pasta in the evening, like twice a week, white. So you start to hear all this white, fast
Simple carb.
stripped down carb in their diet. Oatmeal. Are you eating the 1 minute oatmeal? I'm like, oh my God, not even steel cut.
And
So
no
there's
carb
so many
or
moves.
No protein with it.
Yeah, almost no
Nothing,
protein.
no steak with it.
So what they said that was healthy, according to them, they've eaten almost everything in a week that triggered their insulin nonstop. And so this is why they gained the 60 pounds. So that's what you need to understand, that, I have, if they say, I have a half of a sandwich with a small salad. What kind of bread and what is your meat on your sandwich? Sure enough, you just hear it's all stripped down stuff every time.
There's no nutrients in it.
Yeah, none. So just realize that when someone is standing before you and they've got weight to lose, they are triggering their insulin almost all day long, multiple times a day. And that's what you're going to try to back them out of. First, you got to back yourself out of it and learn for your own self. Then it'll make it easy for you to actually help someone else do it. So good food swaps in place of all this stripped down carb. It says whole grain rice. It depends on the body type.
Mhm.
The pastas, there's all kinds of new pastas out. There's the red lentil pasta. There's the chickpea pasta. There's multiple things out there that are really slow release carb pastas and stuff like that. So we'll get into, when we test some of the 5 diets, we'll start to test if you've got a lectin allergy. We'll teach you about that.
On 2 new pastas to try.
Okay, what are they?
One is an edamame pasta.
Oh,
I just ordered that. And another one is heart of palms.
okay.
And so it's lasagna, like the
noodle?
Yeah, that.
Okay.
So I'm gonna try. I'll let you know, because we tried some pastas a couple weeks ago, and
Yeah.
one was not
Yeah,
good.
one of them wasn't good at all. So, okay, so we've got, let's see, fruit, nuts, seeds instead of high sugar snack, herb teas, which that's the kind I drink, fruit infused water instead of a high sugar soda.
Yeah, first of all, if anybody's drinking soda, that's the first thing you need to cut out.
Yeah. So on the soda end, the thing about soda, first of all, is it's going to poke little holes in the colon. And so whenever you start to poke holes in your colon, those holes are going to drive stuff that's in your colon out of it into the bloodstream. And then stuff that's in your bloodstream that doesn't belong back in your colon is going to come in through those holes. And that's what leaky gut syndrome is, which is a very deep thing that we'll teach later on. But you need to understand that, because there could be many clients that have that. So protein shake, smoothies with water, or like the unsweetened milk, obviously, that we've all trained you how to do. Dietary fibers, making sure that there's a good amount of dietary fiber. Now, if the person, you or a client of yours, has irritable bowel, dietary fiber is your enemy. That is the thing you cannot do. And so I have had ulcerative colitis. I went through the entire process of healing my entire colon. I cannot tolerate the skin on apples, the skin on cucumbers. I can't go near bran, can't go near frosted mini wheats. I can't go near wheat, any lectin whatsoever. So when someone has an irritable bowel, that bowel is saying, I can't digest all that fiber easy. My broccoli can't be raw. I have to steam it really well. So and I can't have salads every single day, too much roughage. So just because it says you're supposed to have a high fiber diet, certain guts can't handle all that fiber. So I still get fiber. I just don't get what they're trying to say every single day fiber. So understand that too. Everyone's different. And so you got to work with people if they have that going on when it comes to fiber.
Balancing gut bacteria. One emerging area of research is focusing on the role of bacteria in the gut on weight management. And this is also going to influence your appetite and the things that you're craving. The human gut hosts and your immune system.
Oh my God,
The human gut hosts a vast number and variety of microorganisms, including around 37 trillion bacteria. And if you do antibiotics, if you take any kind of antibiotics, like when women get a yeast infection, it's because you go in there and you kill all the good bacteria. Every individual has different varieties and amounts of bacteria in their gut. Some types can increase the amount of energy that the person harvests from food, leading to fat deposits and weight gain. Some foods can increase the number of good bacteria in the gut, including a wide variety of plants. Increasing the number of fruits, vegetables, and grains, for some people grains, in the diet will result in an increased fiber uptake and more diverse set of gut bacteria.
Fermented foods.
Okay. Yeah.
Sauerkraut, pickles, just those type of things. What's the other thing about their
probiotic? Also apple cider vinegar. That's another thing. If you don't want to eat sauerkraut on a random day, apple cider vinegar on a daily basis can help with this too. So it's a natural prebiotic and probiotic, and it helps balance that gut health naturally.
It sure does. Prebiotic foods, those are they're in many fruits and veggies: chicory root, artichoke, onion, garlic, asparagus, leeks, banana, avocado. So every week I make sure, because I do a lot of the food for us, I make sure we always have onions, garlic, and avocado constantly. And so I just know that that's so good for gut bacteria. Again, gut bacteria is critical on you keeping your weight under control. And like what Brittany said about antibiotics, you also need to beware of when you buy your meat, any type of meat that you buy, or your eggs, if it doesn't say grass-fed and finished. They illegally are doing this, but they're getting away with it. I watched a video on cattle ranchers. They will start the cow out on grass-fed, and then they get them to a certain weight, and then they send them off to like Tyson or one of those other big conglomerates, and they cage them up, and they start grain feeding them to get them even fatter. So when they sell them, they make a fortune off the cow. And so here you're eating whatever you eat in the meat, whatever that cattle ate, you're eating. So if you're eating grass-fed and finished meat, then your colon gets to stay nice and healthy and nice and clean. If you eat the meat of an animal that has that cheap ass grain in its meat, now you're eating, and now it's destroying your own colon and causing immune issues with you. So this is why it's so important to pick your meat very carefully, where it says lifetime hormone free, no hormones used. It has to say no hormones used, and it will have to say on your beef, grass-fed and finished. So just grass-fed alone always means they are tricking you, and they took that cow and they fed it grain at the end of its life, got it fattened up, and now you're eating that steak or that burger with a bunch of grains in it, and it's going to start wreaking havoc on your good biome in your gut. And so now you're going to start getting all kinds of irritable bowel shit. So same thing with your eggs. I personally can tell if I eat an egg that doesn't say it's grass-fed all the way to the end, my eyes will start to break out with the egg. I'm like, they've got all kinds of drugs in that chicken, and now it's showing up in my eyes. So that's what you need to be aware of. So you want to keep your colon as clean as possible. I will tell you, you want to be careful. I learned this from a nutritionist. Too much acidophilus or constant probiotics every day, you don't want to do that. You don't want to be in the habit of probiotics constantly, because a probiotic goes in the body and it says, oh, you want us to attack whatever's in your gut? Well, if all your food is really healthy and clean, you don't need the body to go into an attack mode. That's a little too much like a histamine. It's triggering too much histamine in the gut. So if you had a colonics, you do acidophilus, or you do a probiotic. You have some coming in through the week with your food, and maybe one or two of the capsules. You just don't get into a daily basis of constantly throwing a probiotic in the body. It's just too aggressive. Body doesn't need that much. It already is remaking all its own good bacteria. So be aware of that, because it can actually trigger you to get too much irritable noises in your gut if that's happening to you.
Getting a good night's sleep. Getting less sleep is associated with increased incidence of obesity. There are several reasons behind this. Research suggests that insufficient or poor quality sleep slows down the process in which the body converts calories to energy, called metabolism. So if you don't get a good night's sleep, it will slow your metabolism down. And if you do this on repeat, you'll notice it'll make you hungrier. It'll make you more sluggish. You'll start skipping workouts, and it will literally slow down your metabolism, even if you're really good fixing all the other things and doing everything you should be doing.
Yeah.
When metabolism is less effective, the body stores unused energy as fat, increases the production of insulin and cortisol, which also prompt fat storage. I notice on days when I don't sleep very well the night before, don't get enough sleep, what I'm eating, I have to be super, super strict the next day, because my insulin is already triggered, and then it gets triggered even easier. Yeah. So just watch it and just try to be extra good that day. When you're super tired, stay away from the donut table. How long someone sleeps also affects the regulation of the appetite controlling hormone, leptin and ghrelin. Leptin sends signals to the brain of fullness. So I also notice on the days that I'm tired, I never feel full.
Yep.
So then you just have to fly by the numbers and eat the things you know you're supposed to eat, and just go home and go to sleep.
Managing your stress level. This is going to be a big thing that you're going to be coaching clients with.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'll have clients and they're super stressed out. They're really high up in business. They're, in the C-suite or whatever. They're in sales. And so sometimes I'll just, I'll see their diet looks pretty good. And then I'm like, no, your stress level sucks. And they just don't know how to manage their stress, right?
And that's going to trigger all the fat storage hormones also.
No matter what. And so sometimes you will be the coach 2 or 3 times a week. Yes, you'll work them out, but you're going to talk to them quite a bit too to kind of bring their stress levels down. Because when people get up on that leadership level or that sales level, they don't have a lot of people to talk to. Mm-hmm. When you're the leader of other people, you need to lead leaders as a coach. So you're going to actually help them just like work through problems, work through their thoughts. And then all of a sudden their stress level starts to come down. They start to feel so much better. What they're eating, actually, their body starts to actually burn fat. So managing stress is just good mental health and good emotional health always will be tied into physical health. And so that's why all 3 happen together. And so when people are working out and they're eating healthy, they actually their mental and their emotions start to get in check in a really, really good way. And so I love making sure that I help people get the entire package put together. And that's what we do. And that's the whole thing, the Body by Todd. That's what Todd trained us to do. You got to do the whole package with people. It's not just the physical body only. So outdoor activities can help with stress. This is another thing that I do, especially when it's nights out. My 2 real high stressed out people, at least one of the workouts a week, we're outdoors, out in the sun, walking, doing cardio weight training together while I have them on Zoom on the phone and just in my pocket, and I'm working out with them. So anytime you can take the person outdoors and that sunshine and that vitamin D is hitting them. By the way, vitamin D takes 3 hours for white people to get the vitamin D inside of us. So this shit about being by a window does not work. It's 3 hours out in the sun. Yeah, we're not a plant. 3 hours to get vitamin D to work. So that's why it's critical to actually get outside and get around the sun, get real sun to come into the actual body. Cortisol signals the need to replenish the body's nutritional stores. So if your cortisol constantly getting triggered, it starts to make visceral fat. The fat on top of the waistline. So when this fat starts to get triggered, that's how I know the person's cortisol level's up. Hormones either do it or actual stress. They don't have a stress management program. So that's what the coach is going to do. You're here to implement a nice stress management program. What is that? Work out with me twice a week. Keep your insulin under control. Have a good protein shake and something to go to that makes you feel good. Take a bath once or twice a week. Do my yoga plan that I put in the workout once or twice a week. There we go. Talk your issues out. Don't store them. Talk them. Don't bury them with wine every day. Talk that shit out. And so then we've got the person. It's like, oh my God, I feel so much better. Mm-hmm. And so that's what we try to drive people to that zone of feeling like that. You have to do it for yourself first. Right. You can actually coach somebody else to do it. Okay, past stress levels. Where are we at? We're on page 32 or 37. We're almost there.
Yeah.
Okay, plan and execute for lifelong weight control.
All right. First of all, add more protein to your diet. That's why we have protein-enhanced foods. Mm-hmm. Your body burns calories when digesting, as I said, and metabolizing the protein you eat. So a high-protein diet can boost the metabolism by up to 180 to 270 calories per day. I've read that it's by up to 30%, which is even more than that.
Oh, it is.
So stick to the protein. But we're also going to teach you how you need to break it up during the day because that's a necessary part of this too. So you're going to learn all the tricks. Eat whole single ingredient foods. Pretty self-explanatory. Stock up on healthy foods and snacks, not quarantine snacks. If I have any kind of bad snacks in my house, I will eat them. So I don't.
Yeah.
So when you come over to my house, it looks like what no little kid wanted in their pantry growing up. And there's really nothing like late night snack. No, I don't have it because if I open my pantry, I would want to eat it too.
Exactly. And you know what? When this is something that I had to teach a couple clients last week. When you get in the habit, and this one that just came back to me, she's come to me 5 different times. She loses the same 40 pounds and gains it back within 1 year. And she does it over and over and over. And I said, I know what you're doing. I've researched this. I finally have the answer. And I know exactly what you're doing. A lot of people, when they go to lose weight, they have black and white thinking. And black and white thinking, that's binary thinking. It's good and bad. It's heaven and hell. It's the devil and the angel. It is, I eat this shit food when I lose weight. Then I eat what I really like when I'm not losing weight. So what's happening is the brain gets so bored so easy. It's either bored because your life is boring and you're not doing new fun things. You're not learning new things. You're not teaching yourself something new. As soon as the brain gets about 10,000 hours worked up in anything that we do, it gets boring because it becomes a master and it says this is not challenging anymore. Well, with food, if your food, you just keep the same chicken over and over and the same kind of salad and the same dressing and the same shit over and over and over, that starts to become so boring. The brain goes, oh, remember when you ate that cheeseburger and that pizza and then this and it starts to get entertainment out of eating bad food.
And there's no excuse for that. Between Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest, there is so many new recipes you can have in front of your brain on a daily fucking basis.
Yeah.
Pin that shit to a board and let's go.
Yeah. And that's true, but a lot of times people don't realize that they're caught in a habit of when I lose weight, I eat this small list of these shitty foods.
And they think it has to taste.
And that's not the truth.
Like they think if it doesn't taste bad, and
right, you're not going to lose weight. Right. And that's not the truth. And so our big thing is teaching you how to actually enjoy what you're eating, enjoy your food every pound of the way. You cannot go into this strict pattern and then you're going to boomerang, come over and eat cotton candy and Dumbo ears and all this other shit. And your brain's going, finally, you're being creative. Finally, you're making life fun again. And then it corks you up to 230. So that's what you need to understand, that we don't want that black and white thinking. We want to start enjoying the actual food while we're dropping weight. So when there's no place of a destination of I dropped the 45 pounds, now I'm going to boomerang and start eating bad again. No, I just always eat good. I always eat clean. And so if I go and I eat something shitty, you're either going to get diarrhea from it, you're going to get a buzz, you're going to get irritable, you're going to pass out, something's going to happen. It means your blood's clean. So the cleaner we make our blood, the more bad stuff we can't handle. It's not worth it. You're like, no, it just fucks me up too much. So it's just not worth it at all. All right. So now we're on to.
Or you just literally can't. Stacy finally went out for her birthday.
And what happened?
Two girlfriends went to a winery.
Yeah.
And so they each had like the equivalent of one bottle of wine and they got a couple appetizers and split some stuff. And she was like, by the time that my meal came, she's like, I had one bite of it. And she's like, I literally can't eat anymore. She was like, I literally had one bite of my meal. And I was like, your stomach is that small now? She's like, yeah. She's like, I went back to the room and she was like, I was like, guys, I might throw up. She's like, I really might throw up.
Yeah.
So it literally made her night miserable and it was do not pass go. Like she could not put another bite of food in her mouth. Right. Couple bites of apps, some wine, one bite of a meal. And she was like, I'm at my limit.
Yeah.
Literally.
That means the blood got clean.
Yeah.
So it's really about how clean your blood gets.
Yeah.
So that's really what's doing it. So the cleaner you eat, the cleaner the blood gets, the healthier the gut gets. And then your whole body, anti-aging has started. Every good thing you can imagine is actually begun.
Your body's so in control at that point that you literally can't go off the deep end. So I started the story by saying, so it's going to be my cheat meal. So I was just going to go eat whatever. And then her body was like, oh, you're done. You're done.
Yeah. Okay, we're on page 34, 37. We get the last 3 pages. Best nutrition supplements for weight loss. So we are very heavy into natural healing, all kinds of supplements. So we're really big into constantly talking about them and teaching you about them because it's the big thing that you're going to do as well. When you get into natural healing and natural supplements, you'll see, oh my God, first of all, it's cheaper. Secondly, you're not getting chopped to pieces like a doctor chopping parts of your body out, putting a bunch of poison in your body. And you'll start to see that the holistic way of living your life, everything that comes in one of your pie holes is showing up in something in your life. So you need to be careful what's going in one of those holes. Best nutrition supplements for losing weight: L-carnitine or green tea extract. That's the most non-jitter way of taking a fat burner. CLA is another one. It's just so good for you. It's a good fat burner. Chromium picolinate is wonderful for blood sugar. 200 micrograms for every 50 pounds of body weight will stabilize blood sugar. We were talking about type 3 and type 4 diabetes, which those are a thing. They just don't publish it anywhere, but you could Google it yourself. Type 3 diabetes is insulin resistance. Type 4 diabetes is Alzheimer's. All of it is blood sugar. And so type 2 diabetes, they certainly don't want you to actually change your diet and start working out to not develop it, or you will really make that stock go down. There's a lot of fucking money to be made in type 2 diabetic drugs. So that's why they don't talk about type 3 or type 4 diabetes. type 4 diabetes, Alzheimer's. Ronald Reagan was eating 8 pounds of jelly beans a week. So at the height of his Alzheimer's, so 8 pounds of jelly beans a week. My grandmother died of Alzheimer's. She was those Smarties candies, those Raptor candies in her apron, handfuls, 2 handfuls every day down in those aprons, eating those Smarties candies in her 60s, in her 70s, and dead by mid 80s. Didn't remember anybody for the last 10 years. All that candy. So what they've proven is that sugar fries the synapses in the brain. So then those things get fried. You can't remember shit. And so just know that. So that is the development of type 4 diabetes, is all that extra sugar coming in the body. On the nutrition supplements, we are on, are those the only 3? Okay, I guess they are. Hold on. Yeah, those are only 3 we're going over this week. All right. So that keeps that simple. So definitely get the understanding behind those 3, since that's the only 3 we're talking about. Every single week, we'll have a recipe of the week that we want you to actually try. And then again, this is just part of integrating. If you already have it, try the cauliflower pizza crust, Cauliflower. Walmart has all kinds of brands now. Myers has it, and Kroger's has all kinds of cauliflower pizza crust. We make our own pizza. I think our pizza tastes a million times better than Donato's or any other pizza place now. We also have the Ninja Foodie, which I love this machine. It's fantastic. It's like a pressure cooker, broiler. It does everything inside that Ninja Foodie. You lift the top up. It has a little pizza tray, so I can take the cauliflower, that big, huge crust, cut it in half, make half the pizza, put that half the pizza on that tray. 6 minutes in the Ninja Foodie, crispy and beautiful pizza. Since we are lactose intolerant, we use that Daiya cheese, that I call it fake cheese, but there's vegan cheese.
It is vegan.
And it tastes great. So it's vegan cheese or goat cheese. And you can make any flavor pizza that you want, but your goal is one time this week in the next 7 days, you try a cauliflower crust pizza so you can integrate that. It'll be part of one of the meal plans you do anyway. And so just kind of do that. And you can use that crust for anything. We've melted our vegan cheese and turkey on top of it. I've put them together. I've used the bottom of it and put like a hamburger or turkey burger on top of it. So we still feel like we can engage in some stuff. I make garlic toast out of it, just putting some oil on, olive oil, and then some garlic powder on it. And I made garlic toast out of it. So you can actually make that work, and you're eating grain free that way. All right. And then we just put on here, we just have our all our info and all our contact info. So on this first one, so you kind of have all that. All right. So we are finished with the first Fit Coach Academy, week 1. That is done. Any questions that any of you have, you either can ask me now, you can type them up and send the email. Brittany, you're going to send them the login for the page. It'll be a Fit Coach page that only you have access to, where you will find all of these things. You can download them and print them out, so forth. Okay. All right. Any questions? Oh, I was going to go over this. I forgot. Okay. So one more thing I wanted to tell you about this magazine, just like all the fitness magazines, this one's just Muscle and Fitness. So the big thing about you, all of us getting in great shape, this one's got 3 workouts from Ryan Reynolds, trainer. All these magazines constantly are just talking about coaches, trainers, coaches. This is the lifestyle you're going to be about. And so when we're doing the marketing for the fit coaches, so we don't want you rethinking marketing since we already thought it through. We don't need you rethinking the products. We don't need you rethinking the diet plan. We don't need you rethinking the workout program design or the actual marketing. We got it all figured out. We're going to have our own magazine, all the different fit coaches on the cover, stories for all the clients, and all the stories about what our trainers and coaches are doing all over the nation. So this is kind of what you need to actually get that envision in your mind. That's how big of a deal this is to change that identity over. All right, I'm going to get this body and keep it this time. All right, you got anything to add, Dorsey?
No.
I quieted down. I quieted her down.
Quick question. As far as working out during this time, what type of regimen should we be?
I'm going to give it to you. On the app, I'm going to give you the workouts you have to do and the meal plan. So I just wanted to do this first. So I think I gave you the 8-day. I don't know if you started it yet. Did you start the 8-day meal plan yet?
I'm actually I didn't do the 8-day. I'm doing the
first week. I want everyone doing it together. Okay.
Okay. Good. So the 8-day for this week?
Yep. I want you to, so the 8 day is going to be the first meal plan that everyone's going to do together. that's in this Fit Coach Academy. And then I also load the workouts that I need you to do as well. Yep.
Okay.
So I have all that loaded. I usually get everything done. When we do this on Tuesdays, I have everything done by Thursday. Sometimes I get it done by Wednesday, but I got a lot of clients Wednesday. So by Thursday, everything gets loaded. So always look on
Great.
Thursday.
Awesome.
Okay.
And so
Okay.
I should start that 8-day, since I was doing the other one today, I'll just start it tomorrow.
That's perfectly fine. Yep. And
All right,
I
cool.
use people. So like, I'll consider the 8-day where you guys are even going into next week. And then next week when I assign the next diet, if it starts, it's probably going to go for 2 weeks. The next diet will last for about 2 weeks long. So all these plans will last between 8 days, 2 weeks, or 21 days is the longest. So that way you can
Okay.
feel them all throughout the 12 weeks. Okay. Okay. All right. So that's good. Things that I'll be loading for all of you in the next day or so.
Cool.
Okay. All right, guys. We'll see you guys later.
Bye.
Hey, bye-bye.